Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to take a closer look at Supermicro Computer. I usually get a lot of comments on taking a closer look and maybe some updates for this company that's benefiting from this whole AI craze. So, what I want to do is take a closer look at some recent updates and just share my overall thoughts on the company right now. So, let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So Supermicro is dominating the overall market today. We can see the stock is up roughly 8.7%. So one of the main reasons the stock is up today, obviously there's a lot of things, but we did get some bullish news from Micron Technology yesterday. The company just reported earnings, and we are seeing that, hey, look, we still should expect this nice continued bullish trend in the AI space and kind of the data center space. So obviously that bodes well for Supermicro. Supermicro has gotten a lot of great news in the past month or so. One is obviously the increased growth of GPUs with Nvidia's new solutions, which we're going to talk about in a bit. But on March 18th, we did see that Supermicro joins the S&P 500. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support we are getting in this channel. We're closing into 40,000 subs. That is insane. So if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. Now, Supermicro has definitely seen its stock price gone up in the past few months, has announced a lot of public offerings of either selling shares to kind of increase its overall the potential of selling shares or options to increase its amount of cash that it can use for its normal operations. We can see here on March 19th of 2024, they did a public offering of roughly 2 million shares for roughly $875, right? And Supermicro, for those that are not familiar, is a company that makes data center solutions, that makes these high performing racks that are used for AI market. And at the end of the day, they need to have capital to build even more volume. This is kind of a hardware company, right? They need to have money to go buy Nvidia GPUs so then they can sell a complete system at some form of price increase. One of the things I don't like about this market, and maybe some people are okay, is this is a market that you have to fight for margins and you have to fight pricing wars, as there's a lot of competitors. So Supermicro, to increase its capacity and volume, is doing a nice amount of public offerings. We can see this on March 19th. It also did one on February of 23rd of 2024, where it was roughly $1.5 billion of shares there. It was roughly at an approximate price of roughly $1,300 at that moment. And we also saw one in December 1st where they were offering roughly another 2 million shares at roughly $262. I think it's crazy that around early December, the stock was sitting at $262. But the company is taking advantage of its price increase and using it as a nice piggy bank to increase its manufacturing capacity and to increase its overall working flow capital, which bodes well, right, as we are right now in some form of bottleneck in the AI market, where if you have more products, you can sell more products. So overall, they're trying to grab as much market share as possible. Again, to me, that's not a business I would normally get into. But we can see overall in Q2, their CEO mentions that, hey, look, he feels very confident that this AI boom will continue for another many quarters, if not many years. And together with the related inferencing and other computing ecosystem requirements, demand can last for even many decades to come. We may call this an AI revolution. So we can see the CEO is very bullish about this space. And we can see the rapid growth of their business is driving the need for additional research and development, solution optimization, manufacturing, and service capacity. And this is exactly what we're seeing Supermicro kind of build out these offerings to increase that capital so they can invest it back in the business. Now, like I mentioned, Nvidia just announced a lot of great chips. And with those chips, Supermicro has come out to kind of build more AI solutions. So Supermicro on March 18th mentions that they grew their AI optimized product portfolio with the new generation of systems and rack architectures featuring the new Nvidia Blackwell architecture solution. So here, for example, Supermicro is building chips with the is building systems with the B200, with the B100, and even with Nvidia's H100, H200, and the GB200 Grace Blackwell super chip in general. So we can see this is a company that's really focusing on providing new solutions. I am gonna do a video later on that we have seen that Nvidia is sharing a lot of the secret sauce, and it does seem like they might be favoring another kind of server maker in the future that maybe some investors might want to consider. I'll take a closer look at that in another video. Another thing here, on March 18th of 2024, Supermicro launches 3 base full stack ready to deploy generative AI superclusters that scale from enterprise to large language model infrastructure. So here they have these 3 solutions. So they have a high density, and these are superclusters, right, where you can build crazy data centers. So here you have 8 GPUs at 4U liquid cooled system with roughly 256 GPUs in 5 racks. So Supermicro will ship this to you like this, and it's pretty much just a plug and play. They can also have an air cool, and we can see, right, the big difference between liquid cool and air cool. This is both the same amount of GPUs. This is 256. This is 256 as well. But because you are air cool, you do need more distance between each solution to have that flow of air to cool the necessary components. And you need more racks in theory. Here with the liquid cool, because you don't need that space, you're able to save on real estate, and in theory you're able to have more servers and more computational power. Outside of that, they also have kind of this cloud scale inference server, which is a 9 rack, including the Grace Hopper super chip. And most likely, they're going to have something very similar to the Grace Blackwell super chip as well. Like I mentioned, we might have seen something similar like this in Nvidia, and Nvidia has mentioned that they're working with their partners to help them build super servers, to help them build data center solutions. So again, as a super micro, I'm not saying the stock can't benefit, right? The stock is definitely benefiting from this AI craze, and we can see the stock price has done amazing. But as a long-term investor, I'm curious from your point of view of, do you not believe that with Nvidia providing more solutions, like giving competitors the ability to create supercomputers and data center computers right from the start, reduces the moat of Supermicro? Again, this is definitely a company that is benefiting really well from the trading aspect, but I definitely would like to hear from the bulls of, hey, what is the secret sauce from Supermicro? As we have seen that Supermicro is doing liquid cooling, but now we are getting competitors that are also doing liquid cooling. And like I mentioned, Nvidia is also sharing their own liquid cooling solutions as well. So pretty interesting to see how this is going to go in the next year or so. At the end of the day, they do have that nice tailwind of the overall revenue growth.